Next up, we have the Startup Spotlight by Hong Kong Science and Technology Parks Corporation. Before we get started on this session, I would just love to see a show of hands in the room. Who here knows what an elevator pitch is? A few people. Good, there's a few nervous at the front. Okay, amazing. Well, just to recap, an elevator pitch is a way of introducing yourself or your product or service or making a connection with someone in less time than it takes to ride in an elevator. This is often used in fundraising and is a way of winning corporate leaders' hearts and investment. And every tech startup must have an elevator pitch ready. The elevator pitch competition, or EPIC, is organized by the Hong Kong Science Park and is an exciting tech startup bringing together hundreds of brilliance and minds from all around the globe to unleash their brain powers at one of Hong Kong's tallest buildings, Sky 100. And today, we're going to let you guys experience that excitement. I would like to give a very warm welcome to our judges for this next session. We have Ricky Lloyd, the COO and Executive Director for Hyson Development Company, and Eugene Tsai, Chief Corporate Development Officer from HKSTP. Please come on up to the stage. Thank you, welcome. Okay, and let's get started. If we could please welcome to the stage our first pitching startup, Leo Wong, the COO and co-founder of IMV Limited. Welcome, Leo. Okay, Leo, you have 1 minute to pitch your events. Sorry,
Okay, good morning, Ricky. Good morning, Eugene. I'm Leo, co-founder of IMB. So IMB helps property agency to have better data ownership of their customer data. It's a B2B software. So imagine sales agents leave the company. So all the connected relationship and customer data are gone, and that's a huge revenue loss. So IMB centralizes all the communications and customer contact from instant messaging like WhatsApp and WeChat and Line and so on in one place, so that even if the sales agents are gone, the company and the future employee of the company will still be able to engage with the customer directly. No more revenue loss from losing the customer data. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Leo. And you did that in under a minute as well. If I could please have some comments from our judges. Eugene?
So AI, as you know, is being used almost in every sectors, every industries nowadays, right? So how do you foresee AI affecting your business model in the future, say in the next 5 years or so?
I think specifically for our business, it's actually not as much impacting as we thought, like given what we know now, because a lot of it is more on the workflow side, like different triggers, different actions, and based on different conditions. So we are more about the workflow automation, and I think more importantly is on the integration side, is that how integrated the platform is, so that things are in one place without needing to go to other places.
Ricky?
Yes, I think while you talk about data, and I think for a company, other than just as a kind of measure, afraid that you are losing data because of staff leaving, we can use the data to do the, as Eugene just said, how about the AI will help you to do the analysis of the conversation or communication between the customer and your staff. And so even this can be used during their employment review. That's help the company to get the insight automatically from the AI rather than waiting for your staff to analyze the data to come to you.
Yes, I think on this note, actually, I think in analyzing the conversation part, that's actually helpful in, for example, future like employee training. Like, are there ways to easier to close deal? Are there conversation? Are there scripting that can be like having for the future communication with the potential customer? Yes, that could be one way. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so very much, Leo.
Thank you.
You may take a seat.
Thank you.
Big round of applause for Leo. Thank you. Okay, next up we have Sockifs Limited CEO Jason Young. Please welcome Jason. Okay, Jason, you have 1 minute.
So fixed transportation services have been outdated. So we empower on-demand transport services for property management with our Easy Transit platform. It provides red minibus and shuttle bus pooling services for your tenants and residents so that they can initiate and form various transit demands using our platforms so that we can pool them a shuttle bus or a red minibus for their transit needs and demands. Just like the concept of Uber Pool, but it's about matching the community transport need and the shuttle bus or red minibus operators. So basically, property management can easily incorporate our Easy Transit web app into the existing property mobile app. But most importantly, it's for free, meaning that property management doesn't have to pay anything for that. We already have successful track record and being trusted by over 100,000 users in Hong Kong. So better transport and better mobility. So join Easy Transit and join us to empower your property connectivity at zero cost. Thank you.
Fantastic, Jason. You did that just in 1 minute. A lot of information in there as well. Ricky, do you have your comments, please?
Yeah, I think when you talk about this kind of service in Hong Kong, you have GoGoVan, you have Uber, you have a lot of stuff. One of the key things that now people are experiencing about this kind of services, you can get availability of those services, but how about the route and particularly what now you talk about a bit like a carpooling kind of concept, the route. Just like in the old days when I'm much older than you. In the old days when people can join to take a taxi to go to central to different buildings, but it takes more time. So with the technology, can you be helping it to make sure that the efficiency will not be compromised too much by having that pooling?
Yeah, sure. For our system, basically, we mostly serve both the weekdays and weekends. So basically, we expect every community, for example, like a property resident communities or even some commercial tenants communities, they can actually initiate different routings. And over a certain percentage, maybe like 60 to 70%, then we can be able to pull a shuttle bus or red minibus to complete the routings.
Fantastic. And Eugene?
So autonomous vehicles. Imagine, say, 10 years from now, all the vehicles on the road will be autonomous, including public transport and so forth. How would that affect your business?
So basically, I don't think that would affect a lot of business at all because we also a platform provider. So even that is autonomous vehicles, we can also do the poolings, like the shuttle bus or red minibus poolings of the autonomous vehicles to serve different routes or different purpose or different themed transit, like hiking at the Saturdays or some concert or etc. Yeah.
Thank you so very much to Jason. Big round of applause. Okay, and next up we have the Head of Business Development at Chain Technology Development Company, Jackie Wong. Jackie? Fantastic. Hello, Jackie. Thank you. Okay, Jackie, you have a minute to pitch.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Nice to meet you. I'm Jackie from Chain Technology. We mainly provide digital twin solution to the property and construction industry. So inside our solution is a one-stop package for you to manage from the building life cycle, from design, feasibility study to construction progress monitoring, safety monitoring, environmental checking, as well as the building asset management and operation. So inside our solution, there are three major features. First of all, human-centric visualization helps you to manage your buildings and you can know exactly what's happened in a particular location in a true scale. And secondly is the real-time alerts and notification. In our platform, we can integrate with different IoT devices so that you can know in every second what exactly is happening under your property. And third is predictive analysis. So inside our platform, you can study the pattern and help you to make the more decision making. So thanks a lot.
Thank you, Jackie. Fantastic job there in just under a minute. Okay, Eugene, I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Okay, there's been a lot of talk around metaverse lately, right? So in the last year or so. So the physical and the virtual worlds are essentially merging together, or at least they're trying to. So how would that affect your business going into the future, meaning that your platform is mainly managing the physical aspects of properties, right? So if people stop going to, or at least significantly cut down the visits to physical properties, how would that affect your business?
I would say our solution is digital twin, and it's based on the concept, actually the same one as the metaverse. So in our business today, we have successfully penetrate and sell our solution to the construction market already. So right now, we are trying to penetrate to the property market to sell a solution. And we can ensure that through the digital twin, there shall be a lot of messages between the physical world and the virtual world. So our power is that our platform can use to hold a lot of data from your existing resources from the property developer. For example, you have BIM, you have 3D model, you have a lot of real-time data. So in the first step, we provide a centralized hub for you to manage everything. So we believe that inside our platform, you can find a lot of different assets. You can find a lot of different insights for you to make more decisions related to your real-time operation. So we believe there shall not be a gap between the physical or the virtual world. Utilizing our digital twin is a seamless way for you, for the two sides to communicate.
Thank you so very much, Jackie. Any final comments from our judges?
So I think for digital twins, talk about BIM before. One of the issues that we're now using BIM in the industry is about when it come to a finish, when you come back to do it reversely about the BIM to get a data, to get whole set of data for the future maintenance and running of the building, that's fine. But during the construction process, the BIM system actually takes too much time for you to set it up or to even to do the kind of design so that you want to do the simulations, right? But sometimes so difficult, so slow, too much time in set it up. Similarly, I think when we digital twins, it may face a similar issue. So I think how to make it really applicable to the process rather than a record will be the key.
Yes, exactly. So first of all, when you try to build the BIM, so right now we have a better pipeline for you to automatically map the features. So if you're chasing for a level 1 BIM, we can help you to automatically build the structure from a 2D layout plan. And then we can help you to automatically fit in all the texture inside based on your building properties. For example, you're a commercial building or you are an infrastructure like a road or bridges. There are some presets data for you to map the texture. So by this way, we can save, I think, around over 70% of the time when compared with the previous manual works. So this is our latest technology that can help you to make it more efficient in terms of time and cost when building or utilizing the BIM.
Thank you so very much, Jackie. Thank you. Okay, next up we have Alpha Lun, General Manager and Business Development at PropTech Limited. Please welcome Alpha.
Hello.
Alpha, you have a minute.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Eugene. Hello, Vicky. This is Arthur from PropTech. When we talk about green features in the building, firstly, we think of system optimization or energy use. But how about the materials around us? For example, the wall, you spend 90% of your time to live with them. Assume you are working indoor, right? So PropTech actually is using the pine fiber wastage from the pine oil industries to turn it into sustainable materials for the construction. So we have different features like fire resistant, water resistant, termite resistant, mold resistant. Why we are green? Because we don't use glue for the binding. We use natural minerals for the bindings. So that means we don't have VOC release. So everyone need a underwear for protect themselves, like from the adverse weather. So I think a building does. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. And our thoughts from our judges.
I think that's very important nowadays when we talk about this kind of sustainability control, the green buildings. One of the very difficult part is about the procurement of the right materials, whether you can get the sustainable materials. I think if you can achieve those advantages, that will help the industries a lot. But at the same time, when we talk about the wall, there were other technical things about having groove for the ductings, thermal insulations, soundproof, everything. So the features or the function of the wall, other than sustainability, got to be very, exact functional compared with the traditional drywall or brick walls.
Yes, actually, we are doing drywall. We want to replace drywall. We are now using the concrete or even the mineral roof for the thermal insulation. But that is very unsafe, also not environmental friendly. So our invention is that we want to use the sustainable materials to replace the traditional one. And we got the cert and the test report from the SGS or the laboratories, so that our product is fire resistant, non-combustible, also with very good, robust and strong. Yeah, we pass all the tests with compliance. Yeah.
So with any new invention, whether it's materials or products or IT services, whatever, right? I think the biggest challenges in the beginning is when you don't have the scale of economy, your cost is much higher than say a large player in the market, right? So when your cost is higher, naturally you have to price your products at a much higher price, and which inhibits the market to adopt your products at the same time. So how do you sort of balance this to make sure that you get a mass adoption of your product in the future?
Yes, very good question. I think in the construction industries, they are very concerned about the cost. So they are very price sensitive. So we are comparable to some, we are replacing gypsum board or cement board. They are very cheap because they have the economic of scale. We don't have. So we are a little bit higher than them. So we are now working with some big name distributor, because they have network. They will help us to distribute our products to different markets. So I think it is one of the approach we are using to help we compete with the players in the market. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so very much, Alpha. You may take a seat. Thank you. Okay, next up we have Innovation Manager at Extra Sensing Limited, Nigel Koh. Nigel, you have 1 minute to pitch.
Hi, good morning. I'm Nigel from Extra Sensing. We are predictive technology companies, and we provide machine insight for critical facilities like cooling tower, data centers, hospitals. Today, I want to share inspiring and famous quotes in a movie, 明日戰記. So Warrior of the Future. The quote is, 你盡力做唔代表做得好. It's all about doing it or doing it right. So in facility management context, that means more maintenance. That means more maintenance weeks for the developers, clients, and essence. So we have a smart IoT predictive system to help to make the things right. And just course, don't fall behind, because top developers and facility managers are using our systems. Think again, maintenance can be a risk. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Nigel. And your thoughts, Eugene, please.
Okay. Very interesting product that you have. I sort of know your company. So how do you, if you tackle individual property companies, right, or even facility management companies,
Yes.
It would take you a long time to scale to a point where your business becomes big, right? So how do you plan to work around that problem so that you can scale a lot faster?
At the very beginning, we would do face-to-face and direct. Our business model is B2B. And we take this chance to meet with clients and know their UX experience. And in the second stage and third stage, we work with the distributor or other BMS integrators. And we would develop API across the countries in Asia Pacific. So right now, we provide the hardware and software system. In the second stage, our API will help them to do that more efficiently. And we can say whether we want to work with Jones Lang, we work with other startups, so we can spread the market and penetrate the market quickly. So we are starting talking to Taiwan, Singapore, Japan. And they are so far behind in digital transformation. Our system helps them to save 1 million Hong Kong dollars to hiring experts like us, because we have the domain expert knowledge.
Thank you, Nigel. And Ricky?
Yes, I think you talk about maintenance a lot, but nowadays when we talk about design, we talk about how to consider the maintenance ahead when you do
Sure,
the
right.
design, right?
Yeah.
So I think particularly if you can now already work together with some digital engineering or the E&M engineering to have it already put kind of quite a standard, if kind of maintenance measure right at the beginning.
Yes.
And the second point is about when you have this kind of special application, the integration of this into the BMS system.
Yep.
Is so critical because right now most of the building experiencing a lot of kind of compatibility between applications with the main system. It really sometimes make the efficiency very low.
Yep.
By trying to putting together those data to see the whole picture.
Yeah.
Of the situations.
Yeah, that's good insight. Right now we have about 8 million real commercial reservation data. Then we are doing some deep learnings, and we have some insights that can optimize and help the design. Say, we know which brand or which way to maintenance or keep the design, how to use the lubrications, how often you need to do the maintenance. We actually helping the facility managers and engineers to optimize the plan or before they install the systems. So a lot of insight from the real data. So this is what we're going to do. Yeah, thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so very much, Nigel. Okay, next up we have the Blue Pins Hong Kong co-founder and CEO, Gary Leung. Welcome, Gary. Thank you.
Thank you.
You have a minute to pitch,
Morning.
Gary.
Gary from Blue Pin. Have you ever experienced long queue in hotel for check-in? Talking about line up for 1 hour is totally a bad experience, right? But right now we have the solution with GSR. Our AI robot can meet you, can come to the lobby to meet you and guide you to complete the check-in within minutes. Okay, just 5 simple steps. 1, fill in your information. 2nd, do the ID card scanning. The 3rd one is make the deposit payment and also e-sign the details. And at last, you can get the room key. All right, this is very simple. And actually, it can not only saving the staff manpower resources, but also providing the contactless experience. And the ROI in 1 year is talking about 100%. And the solution is actually obtain the award from most important local and international invention show. And we believe this will be the trend in the hotel industry. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Gary. Okay, Ricky, if we could hear your thoughts.
I think other than hotel, one of the major areas you can look into is the kind of loyalty program.
Yes.
Because right now, if you see most of the shopping mall, the loyalty program, whenever they have promotion, the long queue in front of the concierge shop.
Right.
So this is one of the pain point of running a popular program. If the robot can help, I think the marketing people will love you.
Yeah, I think it's quite interesting if the AI robot can come to meet the people and do the things and help the concierge or inquiry center to take care about such kind of work. I think this is quite good and it's interesting to the people. And most importantly is that it can avoid human-to-human interaction because nowadays, especially during the COVID situation, this can minimize the infection. Yeah.
Wonderful. And Eugene, please.
In the hospitality business, right, the human touch is of absolute importance to a lot of these hotel chains, especially, right? So how will your robot, or at least when you design it, how will you try to replicate that sort of?
I think that's true. But right now, I think one of the most important headaches in the hotel industry is lacking of staff resources. They have difficulty to hire the staff. Talking about originally 5 people work is right now is only 2 or 3 people available for the front desk. So they are lacking of the people to do the check-in. So you can see the long line up there. So in order to reduce this kind of pressure, we can provide the robot to take care about some tedious work. And actually, this is can be used as an alternative to the guests as well. But because right now you can see everywhere, you can see the self-service like a supermarket, IKEA, everywhere. If you find somewhere don't have such kind of service, you will be surprised, right? So we can provide the alternative to the guests. Okay, you can choose people to serve you at the front desk, or you can use the self-serve robot to do such kind of service. I think most of the hotel agree with this point. So we receive a lot of good comment. Right now, we receive a lot of order in Hong Kong, and also we receive the order from Australia as well. Our people is in Australia to install the system for them.
Thank you so very much, Gary. What a
you.
wonderful idea.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Okay, we have two left. We have the Aura Labs Limited CEO, Lester Chan, joining us next. Lester, welcome. You have 1 minute to pitch your idea.
Morning, judges. I want you to imagine a building that adapts to the needs of its occupants, where traditional building systems can transform into automated systems that not only saves energy, but also addresses the needs of tenants, providing secure control that is on demand and fast. So my company, Aura Labs, is building CROS. CR is a building operating system that is designed to serve facility managers, to help them achieve higher tenant satisfaction, as well as provide a digital layer that aggregates building systems and tenant solutions together. So my company is addressing one of the key concerns of property owners. They are trying to drive net operating income. So how we achieve this is we are trying to provide a single source of data for them to react to building issues through a scalable sensor and actuator network. At the same time, we're also providing automated intelligent systems that adapts to the occupants and the environment. For example, the system can automatically adjust room temperature based on the number of occupants. So to learn more about my company and CROS, you can connect with us at Aura Labs. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Lester. We went over time just a little bit there. So very quickly from the judges, Eugene, if we could hear your thoughts, please.
Ricky just now mentioned the difficulty in integrating data from various systems, right? So I think what you're trying to tackle is precisely in that arena, so to speak. So how many vendors or other companies, suppliers, BMS systems are you working with to make sure that you have that coverage, right, in terms of integration, and how costly it is?
So for us, we address each vendor or client differently. Right now, with BMS systems, we are compatible with all the main players, for example, Schneider, Johnson Control, and we are also addressing a lot of smaller vendors that create sensors for our clients. So at the moment, we are compatible with over 100 brands.
Amazing. And Ricky, your thoughts, please?
I think that does go back to the integration point that sometimes when we talk about the big building management system, when you talk about system, we always talk about the big things, about whole very kind of multi-prospect kind of data, trying to make very advanced solutions or consolidated solutions. But at the same time, sometimes we find simple or a lighter version helps a lot. Instead of making the most precise 100% decision, if I can make a 60% good decisions, but at a much lower cost, I always advocate our team to do those things, because sometimes when you do a very complicated solutions, it doesn't work out. So I just wonder maybe some simple version of your big system may work as well.
Yes, so this is one of our goals or part of our roadmap as well. We want to create a system that is very comprehensive for our core clients, but then we also want to create a light version that allows our smaller companies or other clients to adopt our technology too.
Thank you very much, Lester, and to our judges. Okay, thank you. Amazing. And last but certainly not least, we have the Carnot Innovations Limited co-founder and CEO, Ashish Jerry Justin. Welcome, Ashish. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You have 1 minute to pitch.
Hello, everyone. So I'm Ashish from Kano Innovations, and we provide an AI optimization platform to reduce operations costs for commercial industrial buildings. So we improve the operational efficiency by collecting data automatically and interfacing with any BMS or automation systems, and performing AI optimization, predictive maintenance, and dashboards which can be customizable and used by any member of the facility management or the operations team. We have already deployed our platform in over 35 different buildings across Asia, mostly in Hong Kong as well. And we've generated over 20% recurring savings on top of any existing BMS systems. Our key value addition is we integrate very closely with any existing BMS vendors, so you don't have to replace your BMS system, but we just form a layer on top of the BMS and interface very closely with them so we can do controls in a much more efficient manner. So thank you so much. I'm Ashish from Kano Innovations, and we are the brain behind any smart building. Thank you.
Wonderful job, Ashish. Okay, and we'd love to hear from our judges. Ricky, maybe we can start with you.
Yeah, I think we talk a lot about the BMS system. I think that the kind of brain and the most important part of the kind of modern property management or facility management. You talk about you don't need to reconstruct or the BMS system, but just put another layer. Again, it's about how efficient, how easy that can be done, and the kind of real advantage. Everything come back to the numbers. Right? In China, I think once we have the government promoting use LED lighting for energy saving, and the government about you don't need to pay because they're so confident that you save a lot of money. You can pay back by using the saving. Right? Similarly, I don't know whether if you are so confident in your system, maybe some kind of contract, the way that you do the contract can help.
Yes, definitely. I think one of the business models we also have is we have a zero upfront fee model where we go and do the deployment very closely with any existing BMS vendors, get the savings, and then we split the savings between us and the property owner. So that way we can actually ensure that we get the savings and the operations is not affected too much, and while the benefit is shared between two of the people. And second thing is our go-to-market strategy as well. Instead of working very directly with the property owner, we work with the BMS vendors. So we work very closely with almost 90% of the vendors already in the market. So by doing that, we provide an additional value so that they can actually generate more existing value from their existing systems without having to change any of their hardware or software requirements.
Wonderful. And Eugene, please.
So what's the hardest thing about being an entrepreneur, and what keeps you going every single day?
I think innovation is the most important thing, right? Innovating and finding the real requirements and problems. I think that's the key thing. And finding the real needs of and the problems and solving that regularly, this is what keeps us going. And the hardest part is sometimes it takes times to convert clients and get projects. But I think if you have the right product and you know the market has the demand, then you just have to keep pushing through, and eventually people will come to you.
Fantastic. Thank you so very much, Ashish. If I could just ask you to stay on the stage and please invite back all of our Startup Spotlight panelists for a group photo. If everybody could come back to the stage, that'd be wonderful. Thank you. Squeeze in. Putting the wider lens on, there's quite a few people here. Amazing. Great job, everyone. And thank you so much for joining the Startup Spotlight. You may take a seat.